Rockwell.
I'd like to know, are you really ready for some super dynamite soul? And thank you, because now it's start time.
Salute, peace. This is DJ Rockwell, the nation's #1 DJ. Tonight is Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock. And tonight is going to be an extra special broadcast of the Rockwell Radio Show. Why? Vaughn, it's Tuesday. What are you doing on the air on a Tuesday night, you might ask? Because just 48 hours ago, we witnessed, for those of you who watched it, we witnessed hip-hop history. And it was only right that we took this time to share what happened. You've been hearing for the last 48 hours arguments, debates, conversations, fights about the legendary Verzuz battle with our brothers, none other, I am referring to the Blast Master KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane this past Sunday. And it was absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. We want you watching this right now. You watching this right now. We want you to go ahead right now and share the show. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe. I was thinking on whether or not we should talk about what happened on Sunday, today. And you may say, Brother Vaughn, well, it's 48 hours later. You're late. It's already been discussed. Fat Joe has already given the recap. Ebro in the morning has talked about it. Charlemagne, they've already talked about it. But we haven't discussed it here on the Rockwell Radio Show. So I started calling around because, and thinking about, should we do this on a Tuesday? Sunday night after the battle is too late. Monday night is FOI class night. So that rolled me over into Tuesday. And I figured, and I took a poll. I asked my people, what y'all think? Should I let it go or should we go for it? The people said, go for it. The people should be talking about this for the rest of the week. So I started looking around to see who I could bring on to talk about this with me. And there was a brother who I never even met. Device not connected. I see you though. He's coming. And I never even met the brother, but I knew him because I was reading his writing. I knew him through his words. I knew him through his love of this thing we call hip hop. Brother is a hip hop historian. Brother is like me, a fan. And I never met the man a day in my life. But after reading his writing, I knew the brother. And I reached out to him and I said, brother, I know that we haven't met, but I respect your pen game. And I respect your love for this culture. I respect your love for our people. Would you mind joining me to talk about this absolutely earth-shattering event we witnessed Sunday? And you know what he said? Rock, I got you. So please, with no further delay, welcome for the first time on the Rockwell Radio Show, my brother, J. Quan.
Peace, bro. How's it going, brother? Salute. Can you hear me well, brother?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Loud and clear. As I was just saying, bruh, thank you. You took a reach out from a complete stranger. And you took a chance to come on the Rockwell Radio Show. Why?
Well, hey, man, like yourself, I love the culture, man, and this is our era. Kane, KRS, that's our era. So, it was a pleasure to come through. Had some technical difficulties, but yeah, man, I'm here and I'm ready to talk about it, brother.
Oh, brother, man, and we're glad you're here. We're so glad you're here. Now, to the people who are watching, I am meeting Brother J. Quan like you are meeting J. Quan for the first time tonight, live and in person, or live and via the Rockwell Radio Show. Please give us a bit of your background that I just alluded to regarding your writing and what you do for the culture.
Repeat that, bro. You chopped up a little bit. Repeat that, brother.
Can you give us a bit of your background and your contribution to the culture?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm a historian, but originally I'm an MC. I'm an MC and producer. I hail from Virginia, which is a surprise to a lot of people, but I think that my yearning for information came from the fact that I am a non-New Yorker. So as soon as I heard the first rap records at the end of the 70s, like everybody else, I loved them, and it was magnetic for me. I had to know how Flash was cutting that record, how these MCs was flipping these words. And, when the internet became popular right around mid-90s, I started to write. And I started to put some things on YouTube. Some people caught what I was doing, and I started writing for Rock the Bells in various publications. And that's it in a nutshell, basically.
Say word. Brother, once again,
yes, sir.
Welcome to the Rockwell Radio Show. We're glad to have you. We're going to do something that I've never done before tonight in covering this momentous event. What we're going to do is score the battle. But before we even get into that, I want to again ask everybody who was watching this show, go ahead and hit that share button. Go ahead and hit that like button, because we are about to get into something phenomenal and most of all, fun. Let's talk about this thing that we love called hip hop. So first, let me ask you this question firstly, dear brother. What does this battle mean for the culture? We've seen many battles before this that Verzuz has done. Why is this one important to the game?
I say it's important to the game because it represents a great time in the culture and in the music. When I speak on this particular era, the golden era, right around 86, I wrote a piece about the 5% Nation and their impact on the golden era. This was the era coming in 86, when Rakim declared, no tricks in 86, it's time to build, blessing the mic for the gods, knowledge itself and things of that nature were coming into the game. So, both of these MCs, KRS-One, a conscious cat on many different levels, Kane, member of the 5%, or at least a follower of that theology. And both of these brothers had knowledge itself. PE was coming in right around that time, Just Ice. It was the era of not only great lyricism and great production, it was the era of getting some knowledge into these records. You heard, Brother Malcolm, Brother Farrakhan, Brother Khalid Muhammad on records. You heard those speeches injected, Sister Ava Muhammad on the PE records. So, you had knowledge itself coming into the music. And both of those titans, as you can see on stage, they didn't just rhyme and brag. They both, did their performances where they drop some knowledge on you. I think that's the most important part, is the education of that era.
Awesome, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I can say without doubt that our brother Jay Quan is qualified to have this conversation, more than qualified. Wouldn't you agree? So let's now get into why we're here. Let's get into why we're here. But before we get into the why we're here, Brother Jay, I think it's only appropriate that we set the proper background music. It's only appropriate that we set the soundtrack for what happened.
Right.
Now, what you and I are going to try to do, we're going to try to score the battle. And this is how we're going to do it, my brother. What I've got here is a chart. Can y'all see that? Let me do it this way. What I've got here is a chart. What we've got is the actual scorecard right here. And what you and I are going to do is go through this card. We're going to go round by round. And at the end, we're going to tally up and have a final answer of who was the actual winner of this battle. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. And we want everybody that's watching at home, we want you to play along. We want you to chime in the comments. And we're going to open up the phone lines, and we want to hear from you physically on the phone. The phone number will be at the bottom of this screen. So one more time before we get started, we want everybody to come on and share the show, hit that like button, because the Rockwell Radio Show is now on the air, and we are live with hip-hop historian and writer Jay Quan. Brother Quan, are you ready?
I am ready, sir.
Let's begin. Let's begin. Let's begin by looking at the first round.
Okay.
The first round opened with Criminal Minded versus Just Rhyming with Biz. Jay, who did you have for that?
For the first round?
Round one, who'd you have?
First round, I gave to KRS-One.
He gave it to Chris. Okay. Now, tell us your why.
Well, it was the familiarity of, I'm a big fan of that 12-inch Just Rhyming with Biz and Something Funky. And that's that's my joint. That was my introduction to Kane, like everybody else. But I felt like the crowd couldn't get into it because it was a big record, but it wasn't KRS big. Can you hear what I'm saying, brother?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay, so I thought that his first joint, Just Rhyming with Biz and Something Funky, as incredible as I thought it wasn't as incredible, or not incredible. It didn't make the impact of KRS-One's first outing. So it wasn't anything Kane did wrong. It was just the familiarity of the song, or lack of familiarity. So I give that one to KRS out of the gate.
You know what, brother? I concur. That round one goes to KRS-One.
Yes, sir. You can't lose with Criminal Minded.
I concur. What did you think about the presentation and the performance of those songs?
I thought Kane's presentation was flawless. He has incredible breath control, and that's going to be my comment for everything with Kane. Is even people who are not Kane fans, notice Kane. I think he stuttered one time in the whole Verzuz, and that was when he was talking about Sean. He stuttered one time. So I'd say presentation-wise, Kane was flawless. I love Criminal Minded. I love what Chris did with it. I didn't think that the crowd participation, which is a staple in his live performance, I didn't think it translated well to those of us who were watching on television or on YouTube or whatever, outside the venue. So in the venue, it probably sounded fine, but for us viewing outside the venue, it sounded a little choppy, the way he let the crowd finish. So that was a weak point for me on that. Performance-wise, so I have to give it to Kane. Flawless execution.
Okay. Let's move on to round two. So y'all see what we're doing here, right? Y'all got how this thing is going to go. Now, if brother and I have a difference, I'm going to come to you. I'm going to come to my inbox. And at midpoint, we're going to open up the phone lines. We want to see who calls in. So at midpoint, we're going to open up the phone lines and put the phone number on the screen, and we want to hear from you. And again, if he and I differ, you will have the settling vote. You and the audience at home. Let's move on to round two. Now, round two was I'm still number one. And Kane answered with enough respect. What say ye? Can you hear me, Brother Jay?
Yeah, repeat that. You look just a little choppy on that one. Say it again.
So who won round two? He came with still number one, and Kane answered with enough respect due.
That was a hard one, but I gave that one to Kane.
Why?
The up-tempos, Kane is a master of the up-tempos, Wrath of Kane and things of that nature, Raw. Enough respect due from the Juice soundtrack classic. I thought he rides the beats really well on those beats. I thought the KRS-One brought it when I'm still number one of my favorites. I think he'd have probably edged him out a little more if he had done the Numero Uno remix, but I didn't think he was able to contend with Kane on the fast tempos on round two. So I gave round two to Kane.
I differ. I think round two was KRS all day. Here's why. Still number one was a street anthem, a party anthem, and that's a song that people can recite along with him word for word. So
100%.
Unlike enough respect.
That's true.
What say you at home? Let's go to the comments. What say you at home? Let's see. Brother Arthur in the building, what's good? We need a tiebreaker vote. You watching at home in the text. What say ye? I see the comments coming in, and it appears that the people said the round goes to KRS-One. The people are saying the round goes to KRS-One. Oh, we have one BDK vote. So we will write in the comment section that that's going to go to KRS-One. Round two. KRS enters with MCs act like they don't know. And Kane answered with young, gifted, and black. Brother Jay, how do you vote?
I'm gonna give that one. I'm gonna give that one to Kane as well. I mean, MCs act like they don't know was a powerful song, but by that time, and this is just me remembering, what I saw, by this time, it seemed like Chris was having an issue with breath control. I've seen Chris live several times, and he's a consummate live performer, one of the best out there. But that night, because his energy was so high, it didn't sound like he paced himself well. So by the third round, I was feeling that, he was a little winded. And I felt that Kane still has, I think the stamina with Kane was still as it was, out of the box. So I'm gonna have to give that one to Kane based on that.
With no doubt, agree.
Okay.
Agree. And of course, as an FOI, when you hear the minister as an opening, it was undoubtedly a win for Kane for that round.
Of course.
So there's a little bias for that one, of course.
Yes, I understand, brother.
And we're moving, and we're going to stop in a few more rounds because we want to also show some clips, some excerpts of the freestyles. So we want to make sure that everybody sticks around for those excerpts. Let's get to the next round. In the next round, my brother, Chris came out with a quick duo 1-2 punch with the MC and Out of Here. And Kane answered with Lean on Me. Is it fair that he did a little 1-2 punch and Kane answered with one? So what do you think?
Yeah, I think I have the same issue with Chris as I had on the last one, but I'm going to give it to Chris only because of his song selection. The MC, produced by my good friend Domingo, incredible joint, incredible beat, sounded good, in the venue. Out of Here, of course, is a classic. As much as I love Lean on Me, the fact that Chris did come with the duo, Lean on Me was strong, but those are two Chris classics. So even though I still had a problem with the breath control with Chris, the song selection, he edges them out with over Lean on Me.
Again, my brother, agree.
Yes, sir.
And for you who are watching at home, if you disagree with us, tell us in the comments section.
Indeed.
In about 8 minutes, we're going to open up the lines. We want to hear from you. So we want to see here. So we give this round also. Y'all bear with me. I never did this before. Round 5. He said, yo, let's go in our soundtrack bag. And we want to go with, give us your Jack of Spades. And of course, Chris happily complied. And his answer, he answered with Mortal Kombat. Did he answer properly?
I'm probably biased on that, but I'll say, yeah, he didn't, yeah, he did, because Mortal Kombat, that was one of the best joints off of the second album, the Big Daddy thing. Jack of Spades was a strong song, from a great movie of that year. But I would give it to I'm gonna give that one to Kane. Barely, but I'm gonna give it to Kane.
Wow. I would have to say that round went to Chris. Because again, the song select. So audience, break the tie. Who does that round go to? Audience, we waiting on you. You tell us. There's one for Kane. Dean agrees.
Nope.
Audience, you tell us. I'm going to fix a quick technical issue I'm having here. A quick technical issue I'm having. I see Kane. Well, I see Kane again. I see Kane. Ladies and gentlemen, the round.
Somebody says show the songs again. Somebody type that in.
That's the technical issue I'm trying to fix. 1 second, y'all.
Okay, got you.
Y'all bear with me. I'm trying to do something I don't normally do here. It's the whole screen sharing bit. So while I'm getting this together, you all do us a favor, share the show. Share the show. Because we're talking about the momentous battle that happened this past Sunday.
Right.
A celebration of hip-hop culture all around.
Yes, indeed.
Everybody, of course, will say the common refrain, hip-hop won, and yes, it did. Yes, it did. However, we want to know who's brave enough to pick one of these great legends as a winner.
Yes, indeed.
So let me try this one more time here. Let's see if I'm back. I'm back. Okay. So we're going to now give that to Kane. Did I skip one? We did round 5 and round 6 just now. That was round 5, which we gave to Kane.
Was it?
Y'all help keep me on track, people. Big Dave, what round was that?
I thought that was, let's see. That was 4. It was 5. So we're going to 6.
Okay. So we gave it to Jacobs. We gave it to Kane for Mortal Kombat. Is that right? Pardon me. Oh, I see what they're saying. I see what they're saying.
Say again.
It was Spades verse Set It Off. That's what it was. So for clarity, the round we're judging is Jack of Spades versus Set It Off.
Okay.
So
I didn't understand that's what it was. So it's Jack of Spades versus Set It Off. Correct.
That was the round in question. So does that change your answer?
Yeah. No, I gave that to Kane. Set It Off is, he told me that's his favorite song to perform because of the energy. I love to see him perform it. I thought it was an incredible track, so I'm going to stay with Kane.
All day agree. All day agree. All day agree. All right, let's move on. And the next round is My Philosophy versus Mortal Kombat.
Okay, that's a little different. Yeah, that's a little different, man. Love Mortal Kombat again, but My Philosophy is one of, if I had 3 favorite Chris songs, that would probably be one of them. So, even with my issues with the breath control, I got to give it to Chris for it's My Philosophy. I got to give it to him.
Hands down, My Philosophy is a classic that can't be beat. That can't be beat. You are tuned into the Rockwell Radio Show right now. My guest is Quan, hip-hop historian and writer. And we are scorecarding this past Sunday's battle.
Yes, sir.
And we are almost against a break. Let's move on to the next one. My brother Sean, that number is coming up after the break. Let's go to the next round. We are now in round 7. We're almost at the halfway mark. And again, Chris gives us a medley with poetry and Love's Going to Get You. And this is when, my bad. Round 7. Chris comes out with, again, a medley of Superho and Jimmy. And this is when Kane has the fence issue with the crowd. So that was a little difficulty experience getting into the crowd. So between that round, what say ye? And crowd coming back to you as well.
I got to give that one to Chris because I mean, Kane did his song for the ladies, and I respect that. But I mean, come on, it's Jimmy. It's Jimmy and was it Jimmy and Superho, right?
Jimmy and Superho.
Yeah, I mean, two classics. I mean, two classics from the first and second album. So for him to follow that with his song for the ladies, I thought his timing was a little questionable on that to come back with that. So I have to give that one to Chris.
This, people, is why order matters. This is a strategy game, and my brother, you are once again in agreement with your brother here for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're tuned into the Rockwell Radio Show. My guest is DJ Quan, writer, historian, and we are making a scorecard live in person for the Verzuz battle. Round 8, and I thought this was kind of funny. Round 8, we saw Kid Capri said, "We got to laugh at you," and Chris comes out with "Part-Time Sucker." Classic. If I'm correct, that was on album number 2, if I'm right.
That's right. Necessary. That's right.
And then our brother Kane responds with "Pimpin' Ain't Easy" with a cameo from Nice and Smooth.
Right. I'm gonna give this one to Chris only because "Pimpin' Ain't Easy" was a decent song from what was that? The second album. It's a Big Daddy thing, but just looking on television, it looked like it sucked the energy out of the room. And hype as Greg Nice is, Greg Nice always brings the energy, and Nice and Smooth killed it, but it just wasn't enough. I didn't think it was a wise choice at that time to follow up with. Like I said, to me, when I saw it, I was like, wow, that really sucked the energy out, even with the great Greg Nice. So I'll give that one to Chris.
Okay, my producer sent me a note. Okay, Dave, I got you. I see you, Dave. You know what, brother? Is there anybody in the audience who disagrees with our scorecard so far? This is the Rockwell Radio Show, and we are deciding a victor of the last Verzuz battle. And we want your input. And after this last round, we want to take a break and then come back and go to the phones. Now, this one got interesting. 2 of my favorite songs for round 9. Chris comes out with Black Cop, Black Cop, Black Cop, Black Cop, with assistance, of course, from Mad Lion. And the Brooklyn MC, he hit us with that all-time classic Raw. What say you, Quan?
Yeah, I have to give it to Kane on that one for Raw. Black Cop is a classic. It's an anthem. You usually, gets the crowd hype, but my problem with the crowd, the breath control and the cadence of Chris, like I said, didn't play well from where I was viewing it. And Raw is Raw, and Kane, again, breath control was perfect, diction was perfect, delivery was perfect. The only thing that could have made it better is if the good brother G-Rap had showed up and they had done their classic radio freestyle where they both rocked it. So I have to give it to Kane.
I agree. I agree. And I'm gonna tell you why. What Raw did for hip hop at that time, it taught a whole generation how to rhyme. He introduced a style that nobody before him has really presented in terms of flow,
yes,
synchronicity with the track, a dance tune and it was still popping.
Yeah.
So again,
Still popping.
Does anybody disagree with our scorecard so far? We're going to give that round to Kane. So far, we are 9 rounds into the battle. And we have KRS winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 9 so far to KRS-One. Is it going to be a landslide, y'all? What? Is it going to be a landslide for real, y'all? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Big Dave. Now, we're going to take a break. We are just over the halfway mark. And then we're going to open up the phone line. So all of y'all share the show, because I'm with J. Quan, hip-hop historian, writer, hip-hop enthusiast, just like his brother. And I tell you what, don't go away, because after this brief break, we will be right back. Let's go.
This is your brother Willie Muhammad, and I'm asking each and every one of you all to tune into the DJ Rockwell Show, live online. Peace.
Peace. This is your sister Aisha, the mental resurrectionist, hailing out of Baltimore, Maryland. Listen, whenever I'm online, I always tune into the Rockwell Radio Show. It's that hype. It's that dopeness. And you should tune in too. Peace to my brothers David and DJ Rockwell for holding it down, locking it down, giving us those sounds. Love y'all. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sister Latasha Muhammad, and when I'm online, I rock with the Rockwell Radio Show.
Worldwide, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download the Final Call Radio app and take us everywhere. On your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also log on to finalcall.com and click the Listen Live button, or finalcallradio.com. Final Call Radio, the official voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam.
We're back. And as promised, we're about to open up the phone lines to you. We want to hear from you about how we judged the first half of the scorecard. So let me put the scorecard back up. Overwhelming first half of the battle goes to KRS-One, the Blast Master. Overwhelming. So if you're not in a position to call, if you're watching the show right now with your cell phone, you can go ahead and put your thought, your feedback, your critique of our scorecard in the comments section. But you can call right now and talk to your brother J. Quan or your brother DJ Rockwell at the number that's on the bottom of your screen right now. 404-919-7399. Again, call us to weigh in on the battle of the year. 404-919-7399. So while they're thinking of calling, oh, Dave say, my producer say 2 of those ain't right. But then I want to hear your feedback as well. So far, we get an agreement. Oh, I hear you, Rashad. Okay. The first call is in. Let's go. Peace, you're online with DJ Rockwell. Who am I talking to? They hung up. They didn't want to talk to him. The number on your screen is where you can call us right now at 404-919-7399. The number on your screen is where you can call us right now and weigh in on the battle of the century before we move on. Call us at 404-919-7399 because I want to hear your opinion on what you thought the scorecard, what you think the scorecard looks like, and you can give us your own scorecard. Sister Earth, what's good? We see you in the building. So, before the phone rings again, Brother Jay, I want to take this time to go to a freestyle. We're going to play, I just picked 2 random freestyles out of the night. And I want to hear your feedback on these freestyles. Y'all stand by, and I want y'all to listen to this freestyle from KRS-One. Oh, we got a phone. Let's take this phone call first. And I want y'all. You're live on the line with DJ Rockwell, the Rockwell Radio Show. Who am I talking to?
Good evening. My name is MC Globe, the GLOBE.
Turn your background down. We just want to hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, the feedback is fierce.
Yes. I apologize for that.
Go ahead.
Yes, my name is MC Globe, GLOBE. So Sonic Force, play that beat, Mr. DJ Global Wiz Kid, a few other things. I want to thank y'all for the show.
Salute, you a legend. Salute, legend.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Salute to you, Rockwell, Quan, you know how we do.
Definitely, my brother.
Yes, I think you guys are doing a fantastic job of analyzing what took place with the Verzuz battle. I think it was a dope thing for hip hop, of course, and I like to see a whole lot more of that. As far as the breathing is concerned, which is an issue with any MC on stage, it could either sink you or you already know. But KRS has a lot of energy. He's a hype brother, and sometimes you get lost in your hypeness when you're doing your thing. Kane,
yes,
smooth operator. So, with that being said, that differentiates the attitude, the emotion on stage. I have to give it to both of them for their performances. Mm-hmm. That long-term performance is no joke.
Come on.
You know, you got the energy jumping, you know, you got the lights on you got the crowd, the air is thin. So, but I have to agree with what you guys have all concluded thus far. I can't say anything against that. You know, you guys are doing a great job of analyzing. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's why you guys have 2. You know, you got
yes, sir.
You got Quan. So it's just the best of both worlds. And, I have to agree. But I will say this, fast is always better.
How about it?
I will say that.
Brother, you are a legend. I grew up on your records, man, as a B-boy. Bruh. Salute. Thanks for your call back. Salute.
Peace, Globe. Peace. That's my brother there. For those that may not know, Planet Rock, looking for the perfect beat, Renegades of Funk, play that beat. MC Globe, a legend.
Only knew who that was.
Yes, sir.
If people only knew who just called in.
Yes, sir.
Brother, you just made this show legendary. Again, this applause is for you. So
that's my brother. Globe is my brother.
That's what's up, brother. Thank you for watching. Let's go right now to that KRS-One freestyle. Let's go check this out.
Murder these men tonight. Murder. 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 Hold up, Capri. KRS-One, with the skills I do not joke. These rappers are like fake heroin. They are not dope. Their skills I do not quote, nada. They quit to destroy my legacy like Trump did Obama. This is why I'ma load the chopper, catch them coming out of Red Lobster, turn their brain into pasta. I'm drinking on the top floor, cause my bars are higher. Original ghetto superstar, like Bras and Maya. You a MC? This a name you better know. Blastmaster KRS-One, I spit forever, yo. I spit the raw and make it so plain. When I spit next to Big Daddy Kane, I become his cocaine. Shit, I take it that far, bumping Illmatic in a fast car, feeling like I'm driving in NASCAR or NASCAR, the long laster, the blast master, the blast from the past, so you can call me Pastor. The mic got bent it. I'm not a player, I just crush a lot, no pun intended. I meant it. So we asked, who is he? I'm that dude that could have been king of New York City, but I gave it to Biggie. You get done so damn quickly. Real it got to be. That fake is not for me. I'm on top like astronomy. True philosophy, true star. If you ain't helping our people, I don't give a fuck who you are. These motherfuckers is gas. Exxon Mobil. I put an oval in your vocal the size of an opal. You couldn't hang if you had a tree and a rope too. I'm that dope one, and I'm dope too. Knowledge reigns supreme, man, that's so true. I'm like a hollow point bullet. You can't see what I go through. Put the mic down, I won't do. Yo, Kane is doing shows, but I'm here to show you. Yeah.
Yo. You are tuned in to the Rockwell Radio Show. My name is DJ Rockwell, the nation's #1 DJ, and my guest tonight is none other than Quan, hip-hop historian and writer. Quan, before I get your comment on that, I'm going to play a BDK freestyle. And then we want to get your feedback. Let's go.
Oh, so check this out. This is what I want to do. I want to take them back to when motherfuckers wasn't scared of beats that was over 120 beats per minute. You know what I'm saying?
Do that shit.
When they wasn't scared of that. You know what I'm saying?
You ready?
Let's go. Let's do some shit like this. Stay with me. Look. The God in person, leave your bench hurt and can't commence work. You're praying for insurgents. Lyrical venom that I put in them was hypnotism to prevent them. When I pin them, you can never defend them. From the gate, I start to go in them. It's in the genes, you can call the flow denim. Breathe on tracks, lethal attack. Got it covered, they don't need to react. I come through and kick in the doors. Cats behind me, lift in the floors. Red fluid drip in the floors. When you stop bleeding, that's when my men are poured. Disband, you just can't withstand the hit man coming from this man. Listen, y'all cats dream to expand. I'm laminated, you waiting for wristbands. Who wanna see showtime like the Apollo? Talking classic like a Monte Carlo. Mine's a hollow, need a path to follow. Still looking for a guideline, ride mine. I stay focused, devoted, you better know the truth. Notice when I roll this, the bogus to be demoted. Every breath on this, so for real. Know the deal? I turn New York into Cloverfield. I want your game to beat. That's why they lined up and came to see. The coldest here ever, like polar bear weather. Twice sober, I guess I'm bipolar. Many try, but they look illiterate. When I come, they stay shook and jitterish. My style is straight Brooklyn, isn't it? Hey, look, consider it. Facebook and Twitter it.
Crazy.
Extremely.
Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard two of the coldest freestyles of the year. Quan, before we return to the phone line and before we return to the checklist or the rounds, let's hear from you on those two. If we pit those freestyles against each other.
Okay, I'll start off by saying I give that to Kane. I give it to Kane for a couple reasons. First, again, he kills the up tempos. The delivery was flawless. The punchlines was flawless. You know, when you stop bleeding, my men all pause. I mean, so many parts you got to keep. I mean, you know, the cleverness is what I'm about. Now, KRS-One said quite a few clever things. The cocaine reference was really dope. What I didn't like about the way that Chris set up his freestyle, and that didn't sound like it was off the head to me. You know, I'm not going to get into what a freestyle is and all that, but that sounded like a written to me. But either way, the best cats who do this, they flow nonchalantly. Like those who like Jay-Z, they like Jay-Z because when he says something dope, he says it nonchalantly. KRS, when he paused almost like he's waiting for the crowd to say, yeah, that's dope. Kane just said incredible stuff. And you got to rewind it a few times to catch it. He said it all the way through. The way that he did, Chris almost did his like spoken word, and like he gives a pause for the crowd to react, and it wasn't as effective. If he had spit that rhyme all the way through, then it would have been a little better. So both very clever rhymes, but I'm going to have to give that one to Kane by quite a few. I think Kane was. I've listened to it quite a few times since Sunday night.
Brother, 100% agree. King Asiatic killed that freestyle.
Nobody's equal. That's right. Nobody's equal.
They'll be talking about that freestyle a year from now.
Yes. The up-tempos. He kills the up-tempos. And like Globe said, the amount of breath control it takes to do 3 songs at our age is a lot. And both of those brothers, I commend them for the dexterity and you know, and everything that they exhibited. But Kane, like I said, was flawless with it.
Let's get back to this list real quick here. On round 10, Brother Jay, KRS-One came out with I Rep the Real Hip Hop with DOS Effects. Kane answered with Smooth Operator. Was that a good answer?
Yeah, I thought it was. And the reason why, even though that's a Kane, I give that to Kane. Even though it's seen as one of his lady songs, it was one where the fellas could still get into it and appreciate it as well. It wasn't a I get the job done or I can do it right. You can't go wrong with the Mary Jane Girl sample. I thought that the DOS Effects song was a little, it was an odd choice. I thought it threw me off. Now I know that on that remix about the real hip hop, I know that DOS Effects and Chris collabed on that, but it seemed a little awkward to me. Now I'll say, for Kane to come with a song that leans more towards the ladies could be seen as awkward, but I have to give it to Kane. Definitely. I like his performance of that better.
I'm interested to hear from the audience on this one before I weigh in. What say your audience on this particular one? What say y'all on this one? Oh, it's a whole fight happening in the comment section right now.
I bet it is. But I will let me add this real quick though.
Go ahead. As
far as just the nature of what the response is, to come back to a song called The Real Hip Hop with Smooth Operator, I know people are going to say, oh, it was a mismatch. But I think the execution of the comeback, I still give it to Kane.
I have been in crowds and dropped that record and seen people go off. I have been on Smooth, and I'm speaking from the perspective as a DJ.
Yes, sir.
And seen crowds go off.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen women respond when that record comes on.
Yes.
I have never tried I Represent the Real Hip Hop on a big audience.
Right.
I got to be somewhere really specific to drop that record to get the desired response. So
that's right.
I agree with you. That round goes to Big Daddy Kane.
Yes, sir.
That round goes to Big Daddy Kane.
Yes.
So we now get into round 11. Now this is where the B-Boys came out. Absolute pandemonium broke out when KRS-One dropped Step Into a World. And we saw the B-boys come back to life like we've never seen.
That's right.
And Kane also brought out Crazy Legs. And he brought out a few unknown brothers that absolutely owned the stage.
Yeah.
And Kane answered with The Wrath of Kane. When you weigh those two records, and to me, this was a tough one. Wrath of Kane versus Step Into a World. Who you got?
I'm gonna give it to Kane. It wasn't a tough one for me only because, like I said, you know, my relationship with Kane's up-tempo joints. His up-tempos, he Rakim and G-Rap killed the up-tempo joints in that era. So when I heard Wrath of Kane,
let's grab this call real quick.
Yes, sir.
You are on live with the Rockwell Radio Show. This is DJ Rockwell, and who am I speaking with?
This is Caesar Charlie Jones.
Salute.
Caesar Charlie Jones.
How are we doing,
Please,
Mr. Jones?
please.
How we doing?
Doing good. I'm watching y'all, bro. I'm watching the live broadcast. I want to give a big up to J. Quan and yourself, DJ Rockwell.
Peace. Yes, sir.
So how is our scoring going so far? You agree with or disagree?
Man, J. Quan is head on.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm down here in Louisiana.
Respect.
I'm from the Brooklyn Zoo. I'm from Louisiana Purchase Gardens Zoo.
Come on, Louisiana,
Yes,
stand
sir.
up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Respect. Respect.
Yes, sir. J. Quan doing well, bro. He doing well.
Say word.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Let me get off this line so somebody else call, bro.
Brother, we thank you. Keep listening, Soldier. Thank you.
Respect.
All right.
You are listening to the Rockwell Radio Show. My guest is Jay Quan, renowned hip-hop historian and writer. Also been a writer, and matter of fact, give us some more locations where people can go and read your writing.
Well, they can definitely go to Rock the Bells. Primarily, that's where I write right now, but they can also go to Universal Music. I have written for Universal Music as well, and they can go to jayquan.com, JAY-QUAN.com. Check out some writings as well, and they can actually see some short documentaries that I've narrated and put together. If they go to YouTube and go to J. Quan and put in The Foundation, J. Quan, The Foundation, that's where they'll see what I call lessons. They're little small documentaries about some of our favorite MCs.
Dope. Did we finalize round 11, Step Into a World versus Wrath of Kane?
Yeah. I said. I didn't hear your response when we had the phone call, but I said I have to give it to Wrath of Kane as much as I love Step Into a World.
Wow, we part ways here. We part ways.
Okay.
Step Into a World to me represents a whole reigniting of b-boy culture that we hadn't seen until that record.
100%. Yes, you're right.
So I want to hear from the audience. Tiebreaker. You can either call us, you can text us. Phone calls are better. You can get us at 404-919-7399. Again, the number to call us and break the tie is 404-919-7399. Votes matter, phone calls matter, texts matter. We want to hear from y'all. So, Wrath of Kane versus Step Into a World. What are the people saying here? I see Kane. I see Step Into a World. Let's go with the phone caller. Phone caller, calling right now. You have the deciding vote. You're live on with DJ Rockwell. Who am I talking to?
You're talking to Mr. Jeff calling from the brother.
I'm sorry, you broke up. You broke up a little bit. Can you say your name one more time for us?
Yeah. I heard 68 on your live chat.
Salute. Break the tie for us, please.
All right, what am I breaking the tie? Who's I'm gonna say that J. Quan already has a precious t-shirt, but he's my friend of Facebook. So he already knows that. But anyway, what am I breaking the tie? What am I breaking the tie on?
We're stuck between Step Into a World versus Wrath of Kane. Your vote is the one that goes on the scorecard. What do you say?
I'm gonna go with the Wrath of Kane.
Kane it is. No, but why? Why?
Because, first of all, it's probably Marley Marvel, obviously.
Step Into the World is a good B-boy jam, but as far as the lyrics flow and everything like that, and I will say Kane last night did an incredible breath control, being an older fella.
Right.
Worked it out pretty well.
Did he say that older fella?
So, I'm going to
My brother, thank you for your call and thank you for breaking the vote. We appreciate you. Salute. Okay. We move on, Quan, to round number 12. And we're a little bit over time now. So I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit. KRS came back with South Bronx, a timeless classic that represented an entire coast by him shouting out one place in New York.
That's right.
Answered with another timeless classic, Ain't No Half Stepping. Quan, what do you say?
You know what? I'm gonna give it to Kane, and that may not be a popular thing, but again, I'm gonna bring it up again. The breath control or lack thereof for Chris. I've seen him do South Bronx a lot better than that before, and that had me not enjoying it. And Ain't No Half Stepping, a classic, and Kane executed flawlessly. Like a lot of even when I'm giving him to Chris, I got to go back and say that Kane's breath control was perfect, the best I've seen in a while. So I give it to Ain't No Half Stepping.
You know what? I agree.
Oh, my brother.
I agree. And here's my why. That tune introduced me to the emotions. I had
That's
never
right,
heard
Blind Alley
simple until then, and I have been digging in the emotions crates ever since then. So I agree. Let's go to the phone. This is DJ Rockwell. Who am I talking to?
Well, hello. My name is T-Love.
T-Love.
And I'm actually calling for Quan. I'm calling for my dude, Quan now.
T-Love, what's up?
Stand down. I stand down.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I wanted to chime in, though. I wanted to chime in on the scorecard.
Go for it.
I'm thinking so far that it's pretty accurate. That's my opinion. And
okay.
I think that still that BDK took it. But I'm going to still say to this point, y'all good.
That's what's up. T-Love, thanks for your call. Thank you.
Have a good one, y'all.
Salute.
Peace. All right.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm having a good time.
Yes, man. This is dope. This is dope.
Now, Khadijah Bay is mad at us. She's big mad at the last vote. Okay. I see you out there. I see y'all, chat room. I see y'all. So let's move on to the next round. And we're almost out of here. What I mean, open that? I didn't mean to open that. We're almost out of here. And again, I'm new to the screen sharing thing, so y'all bear with me. Now we're in overtime now. As we all know, the Verzuz format is 10 songs. We're already now 3 songs in overtime because both of these artists had so much material, it'd have been impossible just to pick that few. No, correction. We're not at overtime yet. Correction. Round 13. Sound of the Police. Every time I drop that record, it sends the house crazy. He opens up by mimicking a siren, and on that first note, everybody knows that song. And by the time he gets to That's the Sound of the Police, everybody in the audience is singing word for word. Kane answered with a very lesser known record. In fact, I had to look it up. It was a feature from Big L called Platinum Plus on a Big L project.
Yeah.
What say ye?
Yeah. I'm gonna give that to to KRS for the very reason you said. Now, I was familiar with the song, but I was very surprised that he did that song because he has a lot. People kept saying that Kane ran out of material. There's a lot of songs he didn't do. So I disagree with that. I think he could have done something more popular. Again, Sound of the Police is an anthem. Chris has a lot of anthems that the crowd just absolutely reacts to greatly. So I got to get that one to Chris. I have to do it.
Agreed. Hands down. Hands down. If anybody in the chat room or on the phone that want to call in, by all means, we want to hear from you. And again, to put the number on the screen one more time for those who want to call in, the number is 404-919-7399. You are welcome to join this dialogue. You're welcome to join this conversation. So we agree, and we're getting down to the end here. We are actually scorecarding the battle, so there's going to be an actual winner. Let's go to our phone line. This is DJ Rockwell, the nation's #1 DJ, and with whom am I talking?
Freedom ain't free.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom ain't free.
Go ahead, brother. You on the line. Go ahead. You got the floor.
Peace, brother. I'm going to give it to Kane. I got to give it to Kane all day.
For this round in question?
I'm giving it to Kane.
For the round in question, round 13?
Kane, but Kane is just not a phenomenon. Right. For this round in question, I'm not going to discriminate. I'm giving it to for all the rounds in question.
Oh, so you overall.
Because listen, Kane is just not a phenomenal rapper. Kane is an entertainer. He's well versed. He's an all-around entertainer. KRS is a good rapper, but half the time I couldn't even make out what he was saying.
How about that? I in fact, I have found that opinion to be quite abundant. What do you think about that, Brother Jay? His opinion.
Yeah, it was. That was a detriment to his whole thing. Like I said, it probably sounded good in the spot. I know some people who actually at the Barclay, and it sounded good there, but it didn't translate, well to the rest of us who are outside of the Barclay.
My brother, thank you for weighing in, soldier.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Peace. You are tuned into the Rockwell Radio Show. My guest tonight is Brother J. Quan, hip-hop historian, writer.
Yes, sir.
In the building. We are doing an actual scorecard for this past Sunday battle. Let's go back to the phone real quick. This is Rockwell, and with whom am I talking to?
This is Brother Dean Licorice.
My man, Brother Dean. Brother Dean, how are we doing so far, sir?
Man, y'all are on point so far. But I gotta say, man, this Verzuz is so personal, man, because KRS-One literally taught me, bro.
Say word.
Literally taught me things. As a youngster growing up, man, I learned a lot from listening to KRS.
Come on.
And Big Daddy Kane, on the other end, he was just untouchable when it came to hip hop, man.
Right.
There's nobody that ever challenged him. He went unchallenged. It was a hard one. Because they're both incredible rappers. But I think so far you guys are doing great on the scorecard. And regardless, man, they both winners. We all winners, man. We grew up in a wonderful era of hip hop.
Come on, my brother. Big Dean, thank you for calling in, big bro.
Yes, sir. Respect.
Salute, peace. My brother Dean, man. You got history. Where are we? Now, we're getting close to the end. KRS-One comes back to the stage. And it gets a little dicey during here because they went from freestyle to record and record to freestyle. So
yes,
for the sake of saving time, instead of comparing Poetry and Love's Gonna Get You to a freestyle and Another Victory to a freestyle, let's combine rounds 14 and 15 and compare Poetry Love's Gonna Get You to Another Victory. What's that, DJ Quan?
Man, I'm gonna give it to Chris because Poetry was one of the first joints that I heard where South Bronx was dope, but poetry was when I said, okay, this cat can rhyme. This cat is a poet. So I'm going to give it to him for song selection. So overall, I'm giving it to him. But again, by now, his breath control is really, really bad. But I'm going to give it to him because it's poetry. And, you know, Kane didn't answer with the strongest answer you could come back to for poetry. So I'll give it to Chris, but with that asterisk beside it.
Agree. Does anyone out there see otherwise? Again, you can weigh in by phone or by text. Call us at 404-919-7399. Call us at 404-919-7399. And let's see what the text is saying real quick. Let's see what the text is saying. Rashad, I see you, Rashad. My brother said, man, it's a BDK party. It's really a split out here. It's really a split. Anthony D, I see you. It's really a split. Man, the wow, they going off in the chat room, Jay.
Oh, really?
They're going off in the chat room. So I can't wait to go back and read them all.
Yes, definitely.
So Big Dave, the producer, please watch and if you can, give me a tally. And I'll do it with you. So what we're gonna do is combine Big Dave, and Big Dave is the producer of the show. He's watching in the cut.
Cool.
I see you, Kadeem. We just combined rounds 14 and 15 for a singular match, and we just compared poetry, Love's Gonna Get You, against Another Victory, and we're giving that round to KRS-One. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road.
Mm-hmm.
This round, 16, when KRS gave us yet another anthem, The Bridge Is Over. And of course, the Juice Crew responded in kind with the timeless classic, The Symphony. How do you weigh those two anthems and what they mean to the culture? J. Quan, what say you, bro?
That's not an easy one, but I'm gonna give it because of execution again. I'm gonna give it to The Symphony, and I know what the bridge means, and I know what it usually means live. But I hate to sound like a broken record. The clarity of Craig G, Kane, and my brother Master Ace, the enunciation, the fact that it sounded like the record from where I was sitting. And when I say it sounded like a record, I mean the cadence, the way that they did it, and the fact that by this time, like I said, I'm not really getting, the enunciation from Chris. I got to give it to the Juice Crew for The Symphony. And if G-Rap had been there, I wouldn't even had to say none of that. It would have been Symphony without no question. But I still got to give it to Symphony. Got to give it to him.
I'm gonna go Bridge Is Over.
I understand. It's not an easy one. It's not an easy one.
So family, we are at an impasse. What say you, chat room? What say ye, phone? The Bridge Is Over was like the battle call. What that record meant as a response to MC Shan, it was a slap in the face to what was one of the biggest records at that time.
Of course, the Bridge.
But couldn't respond.
And the fact that he brought out Red Alert, it was the icing on the cake. But let me say something real quick. See, when I'm not necessarily going by the songs, I'm going by the way the songs were executed. If this had been an old school Verzuz where they sat down and played their records, KRS-One would have probably wiped the floor without question because of the anthems. But the execution of it that night is what I got to score.
Okay. The phone line is open. 404-919-7399 if you want to call and weigh in and break this tie vote between me and J. Quan.
Yes, sir.
And I'm dipping through the comments right now. I see The Symphony. I see more Kane. I see Kane. And somebody agrees with you right there. He agrees with you. Okay. It looks like that vote goes to The Juice Crew.
Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it.
That vote goes to the Juice Crew. Now we're almost at this part right here, and we're going to add them all up in just a moment, and we're going to walk away with a winner. Now, this 17th round, Chris came out with a record that people don't know the song. People know the spoken word piece that he rhymes more than the song it came from. Hip hop versus rap, which I don't even recall which album it came from. But every time he performs,
I forgot which album that was too.
He skips right to the end and does the sing-songy piece that everybody knows, where he includes all the rhymes. I mean, in the songs. And Kane came back. He invited his brother on stage to do the classic Scoop Scrap dance for Warming Up Kane.
Yep.
How do you vote that, Brother Jay?
Got to give it to Kane, not just because he brought, his brother up there. I mean, that was, of course, icing on the cake. The Warming Up Kane is a classic from the second album. The up tempos again, is one that gets the crowd hype. And I thought that against, what you just said against Chris with part of a song that wasn't a popular one, without no question, I have to give that one to BDK.
Agreed. It looks like, okay, let's see what the people are saying. It was a B-side. I forgot about that.
Okay.
But it looks like the majority of the people agree.
Anthony Muhammad, what's up, bro? Okay.
We are at the end here, brother, because Warm It Up was the last thing that Kane performed.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to watch KRS take us out of there with 9mm Goes Bang from album number 1, a classic, mixed with I Yeah and an unknown song that I didn't know. At least I didn't know. So I guess technically we can't include round 18 because there was no answer.
Right.
So before we close out and tally up everything that we've just done, brother, thank you. This round of applause is for you for answering the phone call and coming on the Rockwell Radio Show to do this with your brother. I appreciate it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, brother. Anytime. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I appreciate that. So I want to know in closing is, what do you think this event meant for the culture?
For that night, I'll give a twofold answer and I'll make it quick. For that night, it was a nice trip back to one of the best periods for people, our age, anybody, mid 40s up. I thought it was a nice trip back. Hopefully, long term, it will mean that, we step our game up in some things. We try to revisit, not necessarily that time, but revisit the standards of that time. I heard a lot of people say it was a masterclass for the youngins. And, it can be looked at as a masterclass for the youngins. So hopefully long term, we'll demand more verses of that quality and caliber.
Indeed. Let's count them up, family. Let's count them up. KRS-One. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 votes. Let's count up Kane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You are kidding me. You kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. That is crazy.
You voted We voted. Votes have been counted. The rounds have been tallied. And you said that there was no single-handed winner. That tells us. We got a phone call. Let's see. You are the last call on the Rockwell Radio Show. With whom am I talking to?
Right? Jim, I would like to break the tie.
Oh! Okay. Jay Quan, should we allow a tiebreaker? What do you think?
I want to break the tie to Kane because Kane came across as a well-rounded entertainer. He entertained them. Whereas so KRS, he came across a little bit as that angry rapper.
Okay.
So Kane, I'm definitely with the Kane. Kane's a smooth operator.
Okay. Let's let the people make the final decision. We'll make three phone calls. That's call number one. We need 2 more phone calls. Unless the next call is for Kane. Unless the next call is for Kane. The phone has to ring at least one more time. Call us at 404-919-7399. The phone is ringing, Brother Jay. Let's answer. This is DJ Rockwell, and you are now about to break the tie. With whom am I speaking?
This is Dean Licorice again. Let's close this out with Kane. Let's give it to Kane.
Hey, thank you, Brother Dean. Okay, now, peace. Let's just for giggles. Let's answer this last call. Go ahead. You got the last word.
Hello? Yeah, I don't want to come across as a hater, but I'm just going to say Kane.
Wow. Let's go to the next call. Thank you, my brother. You're on the Rockwell Radio Show. What's your vote?
Look at Dean gonna break the tie, brother.
Let me guess who
you already know. BDK. Come on, man.
Salute.
Jay Quan said it best. The execution.
Jay Quan, the phone is still ringing. Let's answer another one. You're on the Rockwell Radio Show. Who do you vote for?
KRS-One.
And with whom who's speaking?
Yeah, it's mighty Islam rap God, baby.
Salute. Okay, my brother. I think the people have spoken, my brother. Thank you for your call.
All right, bro.
Salute. It looks like per the listeners of the Rockwell Radio Show that this is easily a Big Daddy Kane show. This is DJ Rockwell.
There you go.
I don't mean to seem selfish or anything like that. It's CLOVE again.
Yes, sir, my brother.
Give it to the Kane. Kane. I mean, I love KRS. That's my little brother also, but faster is better.
The people have spoken. Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you both.
Salute.
Please go.
Let me put that back on the screen real fast so the people can see. Let me share that final thing one more time. So the people can see. I just try to give an accurate accounting for those phone calls. So, Jay, this is what the people just said. This is what the people just said. This is what the people just told us. Wow. Going through them again. The people have just put it out there, bro. So we thank all of you who have spoken tonight. and have declared that BDK is the winner of that Verzuz. My brother, the last word is on you. I'll let you say anything you want to say before we get up out of here.
Yeah, I'll say it wasn't an easy one. And I don't want to be cliche and say the culture wins because I've heard that a million times. Even though the culture did win, somebody outperformed the other person. Personally, for the reasons I stated, I lean more to Kane. I said that Kane won it, but I will definitely say this with all sincerity. Both of those cats were a very important part of I was already well into MCing when they came out, but both of them made me want to step my game up in their own different ways. I would never sit here and say that, I'm not a student of both. So I definitely salute both of them. It was something great. And like I said, I hope the bar stays here with Verzuz and anything else we're doing going forward.
That's what's up. That's what's up. This is DJ Rockwell. That is our brother. Man, welcome again to the show. You got a seat here on the Rockwell Radio Show anytime. You're always welcome. And next week, or I should say this Saturday, we're going to be with our sister, Everybody Loves Akila. She'll be with us. She is killing the internet right now with her popular videos, and she will be my guest this Saturday. And we will see you all this weekend on the Rockwell Radio Show. We are out of here.
Peace.
Well. I'd like to know, are you really ready for some super dynamite soul?